pinch and a punch for the first of the month.
Yeah, one time for a cash cow cord grab, 2 times for a car in the ditch.
There's a humble tranquility to Sean Reidy that leaves me enjoying his timidly honest scrawl in spite of all the awkward shortcomings that come with it by design. Any issues I would tend to have with his kitschy vocal harmonies and deep breathy pauses in his delivery tend to be overlooked by me, because the fact that this self-described mixtape is only fine-tuned just enough for it to keep a bit of a crude, bare presentation is far too charming for me to want to start pulling out the chisel. Last year I set out to cover an EP of his and ended up appreciating how lonely it sounded, but more in a I'ma step out for a moment and have some time to myself to think kind of way. As a result, Reidy's music has a likable attitude. You wouldn't have to worry that he's not being himself, not because he do not, but he do. When the album, mixtape, opens, there's of course a stilted awkwardness to his delivery, especially when singing, but when he breathily says suicidal thoughts turned into hope, turned into big news, it actually sounds like he's gearing up and optimistically heading forward. Well, call me Milk, cause I am shook. I realize the review so far sounded a bit backhanded, but the album mixtape, really steadies itself as it goes on and steers into its very confident own, as Reidy sings and raps over bare and nocturnal musical passages. Usually when somebody's mischievously spitting over loops, I'm telling Jason to stop fucking with my cereal again. Here it's a lot nicer. The Ballad of a Bitter Hater is sweet and honest, with the kind of harmonious hook that you'll hum to yourself as you stroll over to the dairy to buy milk in the morning. Carl Sagan, on the other hand, is 34 seconds of absolute bounce, with some of the most confident flowing I've heard Reidy do so far, which makes me confident for the rest of the album, and you know what? Yeah, bloody hell, it's there. Spiders may introduce itself with production more drowsy-eyed than Food God, but as Reidy vents about frustrations and perseverance with a subtle Mac Miller homage snuck somewhere in there, we, or I at least, sympathise most with him, as he sounds the most passionate when he's digging in for these feelings. Spade in hand, finds the X marks the spot, scoop, 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 bam, found the heart at the centre of the album. Mixtape. Mixtape. Human music is kitschy and charming. It sounds nostalgic, wistful, pining for better times, nimble with flow and wailing into the distance, very angstily. It feels empowering, even when he's practically screaming his lungs out, and it goes down a lot better than, say, the awkward freakout at the end of So It Goes much earlier, but I get it. I'd get carried away too if I heard that bangin' kinda beat. Dreams is the unexpected highlight, however, closing the mixtape like a luminescent ballad that frees itself from any anxieties and allows Reidy to sound unshackled and smitten, seamlessly passing one line onto another like an ever-evolving painting. Heart-shaped box to a singer whose voice sounds like a mountain moving. God damn. Sean Reidy's music gleams with a curiosity at the highest of times and falls victim to his own gaudiness at the lowest, but in the middle we have this Goldilocks situation where everything is tuned just right. It's the kind of thing that plays in my head during an unwanted wake up at 3 AM when the night is cold and I need to refill my water bottle. I'd give this one a very strong 6 out of 10 that's just clinging onto the threshold of a 7.